What's up, guys? So I decided today I was going to make a little guide on fighting against Jade's pressure. I know a lot of people have problems with Jade, and this is going to mainly go over her up-close pressure. I'm not really talking about the zoning, but Jade's one of those characters right now who almost has the same thing that pisses people off about Liu Kang, is to be good against her, to counter her best mid. Like, she's got that plus frame mid, which is her go-to string. She's going to use that all the time. And to counter it, you actually have to flawless block. And so any character that requires a flawless block to stop their pressure is usually really scary at a casual level. People do not like going against that. So, and there's also all of these moves that she can do from it. So look at that list of everything she can do. Now granted, she can't do all of them at the same time. You know, variation specific, you've only got three slots. But she can do a lot of them. So, first thing we're going to go over here is we got the plus frame string. That's what we're going to start with, and this is the one that pisses people off because you have to flawless block to stop it. Otherwise it's plus 5, she can check you with that wiggle stick. It's only 10 frames on startup. If you try and do anything, you're going to get hit by it. I mean, there's no getting out of it. So of course, plus frame string, gotta flawless block it. I know, it's hard, people don't like doing it. But if you work on it enough, just go into practice mode, I promise you can do it. Even at a casual level, even online, I promise you can do it. I am no god rank player myself. Alright, you guys can do this. This is live. I'm consistently doing this. Like, this is not the bot doing it for me. This is me actually flawless blocking. Except for this. This clip is just me showing you that it's plus 5. But the first clip where I flawless blocked it 3 times in a row, that is real. That was not a bot. Alright, next is Adenian Razors. Duck and poke. Alright, that's how you get out of this. Now you're going to see they'll do this a lot. That Adenian Razors is actually plus like 7 or 8 on block. So yeah, if you let that, I mean, if you get hit by both of those, you gotta hold whatever she's gonna do next. She's probably gonna do the kicks next. The key here, do not try and do what you just saw there, the stand up and punish with the stand 1. Don't try and do that because the gap is so small. Alright, if you're even slightly delayed, especially online, you're not going to get that stand 1, you're not going to get your combo, and it's probably still going to be their turn. So the best thing you can do is, once that first razor hits you, just duck, poke under the second one while she's throwing it, and then it's your turn. Next up, we have a Fatal Flaw in Adenian Razor, or the Coming Full Circle is what I call this part. So the good thing about Adenian Razors is it's one of the only projectiles that shows you when it's plus. Alright, if that thing does not make a full circle around Jade, it is not plus. But when it does, it's plus 11, and she doesn't have to amplify it for it to be plus. So it works really good from that mid-range area where she can just check you with long-range moves, throw the razor, and if you block it, then guess what? It's her turn still, and she's super plus. But if they're close, and she throws it at you when she's about a foot away from you, it's minus 14. That's a full combo. Next is Vanishing Winds. Flawless block this one again. You know what this move is. This is the low mix-up move that keeps you standing. They can keep going for this shit over and over again. They get their combo eventually when they finally finish that overhead, and it's scary. And they can amplify it on block to change the timing. Now, if they start doing that, I would recommend not flawless blocking. You don't have to flawless block for this move because it is still minus on block. So if you block the mix-up, it's your turn, but you're not getting a punish for it. You know, you're not getting guaranteed damage. So if they start amplifying, yeah, just block it. It's your turn. They wasted the bar. That's really the only thing I can say to do against that. But you've all fought this move before. You know, this is the one that was in the tournament variation. It's going to be a read on the player. But you'll notice the flawless block gap, if you're flawless blocking the kicks, it's not bad. It's almost a second later than the blocking the kick string. And the good thing about this one is you don't have to go for an up 2. You can just do a stand 1. It makes her minus enough that you can go for a combo punish. You can even go for an 11 frame mid. I mean, it's not strict timing. It's probably like minus 15. I should have had the frame data on there, but I didn't. I promise you, you'll have time to punish it. Just take your time, get the flawless block. There's your punish. Full combo. Easy. Next up, we have Delias Dance, the new hyped up fucking custom move that was not in tournament variation. It does the same thing as Vanishing Winds does. It gives you that overhead low mix-up, but it doesn't have a flawless block gap. However, it's minus 13. Unless they amplify it. You're going to see here, I'm going to do the amplified version here in just a moment. And it is minus 7 with all that pushback. And now, since Jade has such good range, -7 with that pushback, she's just going to back up a little farther, wait for you to whiff or try and jump in there as quickly as you can to do some damage to her, and she's going to catch you with that back 2. She's going to catch you with the overhead. She has so many long-reaching normal moves that you're going to get caught. So the key here is if you go against your opponent and you see that they're not amplifying that stuff up close, even when you're blocking it, punish that. That's the only way you're getting out of this. If it's -7, it's still your turn, but you need to be careful. Alright, if they amplify it. You just gotta, hey, you know, don't run in there like a wild man and try and attack, because it's not punishable. Just be aware that they're gonna try and pressure you some more. The next important part about Delias Dance is it has a fatal flaw. Now, whenever a Jade player uses back 1 and goes into Delias Dance, if the back 1 hits you and they do Delias Dance, the Delias Dance will actually knock you onto the ground, giving you your wake up options. Now this ends her pressure. She basically has to stop and hold it. Now if she amplifies it on block, you can get a full combo punish, and you're going to run into in casual that they are going to amplify it even though they're knocking you down, because they're just inputting all the buttons at once. They're not hit confirming. So at a casual level, when you see them amplify that shit after it knocks you down, full combo punish. Their pressure's over, it's your turn, you're getting a bunch of damage, and that's the end of it. So that's the good thing about Delias Dance, is it has that weakness. Alright, next thing we're going to get into here is the pole vault. All you gotta do is uppercut. Alright, now this move here, it's okay, you're going to see a few Jades use it. It's not as popular as some of the other moves that I've been talking about, but it is good for the fact that it keeps you safe if it lands. Alright, it's -3 whenever they do it, and they can cancel it. There's a couple other things, and you get the run. So it's really good in that regard, as you can close the distance really fast. She's one of the only characters in MK11 who can run, so you know that's always an advantage. You're going to see, yeah, that's how quickly you can get across the screen whenever you want. So I guess it's good in that regard, but other than that, there are a lot of weaknesses, and the fact of the matter is you can uppercut it no matter what. Now you're going to see there's the cancel there as well. It's not going to matter. Alright, we're going to work our way through this clip here, and you're going to see that it's not that good, and it takes up 2 slots when you use the pole vault and the pole vault cancel. So in my opinion, it's not the best one to use. So yeah, let's get right into it. Here you go, you're going to see the pole vault, boom, and you can get a full combo from that. You can get the uppercut combo at least. So it's probably not your optimal unless you play a character like Raiden. And I haven't tested this with every character, but and when I say with Raiden, I mean because Storm Cell. So depending on your combo extender and the way it works, it may or may not give you a really optimal combo or a basic combo like Frost here, because Micro Burst is not going to work on this. But make sure you check your character as well. I did not test this on every uppercut in the game, so some characters are slow and they might not be able to get it because it's kind of a tight gap to get that uppercut in there. But it works just as well on the cancel. You're going to see here, it doesn't matter. They can't cancel it fast enough for that uppercut to not hit them. There's no way. So, yeah, you just don't have to worry. Anytime you think they're going to do that pole vault, go for the uppercut. You're either going to get a combo or knock them out of it. Alright, so let's get right into this here. We're now talking about the builds and what you're probably going to go against whenever you go against Jade in Combat League, in Casual, whatever you do. Anyone who's trying to play an optimal mix-up Jade, this is probably what they're going to go for. So number one, you can guarantee a low. It's either going to be Delias Dance, it's going to be Vanishing Winds, and if they're zoning, it's going to be a Denny and Spark. Alright, it's guaranteed. There's going to be an overhead low mix-up. Get used to it. That's part of what Jade does. So there, you're going to have to make those reads eventually. So next thing, I would say you're probably going to want Amplified Nitro Kick, because that one's really good. It's really good for catching people who stand up and try and do the flawless block for the kick string. It'll hit them. It'll, because it's way faster, so it'll jump in between that gap that you have to let go of block for them to finish the string, and you to get your flawless block. So then we're going to throw pole vault on there as well, just for the simple fact of it keeps you safe. It's a nice other option, and everything else is more combo related. I would say you're probably not going to see this exact variation. Like I said, we're going for the mix-up variation right now, so this is just the maximum amount of bullshit you can do in the corner to someone. They're probably going to have air Razorang, upward Razorang if they want some combos, or even that Deadly Assassin. So, I mean, there's a few other things that they're probably going to go for in a realistic situation. But this is the maximum amount of shit that you're going to have to deal with, alright? Overhead low, guaranteed. Regular Razorang is guaranteed. It is a universal special move, so you are always going to have to deal with that. Amplified Nitro Kick, probably going to be there, and then you got Pole Vault. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 different things. 5 if you count for the fact that you're going to be dealing with the actual plus frame string itself. That's 5 different options. And now, I know that doesn't sound good. That sounds like it's going to really suck. But Delias Dance, you already know. If you're expecting that mix-up, your block and low is -13 on block, -7. If they amplify it, it's still your turn regardless, alright? Now these other things here, I'm about to make a huge section on this video. This is one of Jade's biggest weaknesses. You can duck almost everything that she can do. Amplified Nitro Kick, duck. Pole Vault, duck uppercut. What do you call them? Adenium Razors, duck. All these things you can duck, alright? So that's going to be a huge help. And even the Pole Vault cancel, say they do take off that Nitro Kick and they go for the Pole Vault cancel, you already know. Duck and uppercut, bud. So, I mean, that's the other good thing. If you expect them to go for one of these mix-ups, and a lot of people they've got 1 or 2 things up their sleeve that they've practiced a lot, and they're going to keep going for those ones. So, read your opponent. If they keep going for these highs, duck, uppercut, dead. Alright guys, so you've reached the end of the video here. If there was one other thing I would say, a lot of these things you can duck under, the Razor Rings, the Pole Vault cancel. If you duck and go for an uppercut, that counters all the hides except for Amplified Nitro Kick, if they do it from the kick string. It actually has enough hit stun that if you try and duck under it at the end, you will still get hit by it. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you are going to have to read your opponent. There's no easy answer like, oh, this works on everything that Jade does, because, you know, that would kind of get rid of the point of a fighting game, you know. Part of the game is making a read, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think I've at least given you a way to counter all of the moves, and it's up to you to implement what they're going to do, figure out what they're going to do before they do it, and get that counter attack. So thank you guys for watching, and have a good night.